Tara Hitchcock from Harkins Theaters, which is actually where I saw a preview yesterday of your film, sitting there watching the big screen. So congratulations on this.
Oh, you saw it in a theater?
I did. I saw the preview in a theater.
Your kid, he had a good game. Where's he going to college?
No, he's someone to work for us, a family business, construction.
I know you talked about being a little bit scared to direct previously, but what were you afraid of?
Well, I had never done it. And I was afraid of a lot of things. I mean, just the technical side of it was all new to me. You know, I know what I like to see on the screen, or I know the look I want to get, but I don't know I don't know what lens you put in or what light you put in. But as my agent, told me, he goes, you find yourself a good cinematographer. And
Yep.
Yeah, and I did. And then also now I'm going to have to tell actors, maybe we try it a little different than how you just did it. How's that going to go?
Who's this, Sticks?
Oh, this is Danny.
You actually led to my next question. How do you look at Laurie Metcalf and say, actually, that wasn't what I was thinking?
Well, that's the good thing with Laurie Metcalf is that's very rare when you have to say that. Martin Scorsese once said the most important part of directing is casting. And so if you cast Laurie Metcalf 99 out of 100 times, you're not going to have to say that. There were a couple times where I suggested maybe a little bit of a different thing, and she was great with it. I politely would suggest something different. And, it does make a difference how you approach an actor and tell them that.
That actually carries over into relationships, too. I've learned being married for quite some time, it's all about approach and tone.
Yeah, I know. I've been married longer than you, probably, so I know that.
Hey, Danny, he's not going to make that team if he's sad like this. Maybe you could go back out with him.
It's funny. I am the oldest of 4 girls in our family. I know you've got 4 kids. My parents, I never allowed them to get involved in my dating life or my personal life. How involved were you? Because in this film, you're very involved.
My daughter, I have 1 girl and 3 boys. My daughter's the oldest. My daughter would tell my wife and I everything. My boys tell me 0. I don't even know if they've ever dated. They have dated. But you will not hear anything from them about that. So it was only with my daughter where I would hear, oh, he did this today, and he did that today, and whatever. And I give my advice, but I'm not like Leo. I'm not like the character in the movie. My wife's more on top of it with my daughter, and my daughter's got a pretty smart, so she can handle anything. My boys are kind of, I wish they would talk to me because I don't know, they don't know what they're doing.
I want to start with you, Jacob. What's it like knowing that your 3-point skills are going to be broadcast on a Harkins Theater big screen?
I think that was the most nerve-wracking part of the entire performance. It's basketball has always been a huge piece of my life, and I've always taken some pride in it. So it'll be interesting to see if people are going to go critique my skills.
I thought you did a great job. It's funny, speaking of the movie theater, I was actually at a Harkins Theater yesterday, and one of the previews was your film, and in the movie, Ray's character, your dad, hates missing the intros of your basketball game. I hate missing previews of a movie. So I'm wondering, for each of you, and Sadie, I'll start with you, what's that thing you hate missing?
Oh my gosh, what do I hate missing? I do love watching previews. I've been going to movies hoping to see our trailer. What is that one thing I don't want to miss? Good reality TV show. That's probably my guilty pleasure. It's reality TV. I don't know if that
Which
counts.
one?
The Bachelor, Love is Blind. I just started Love is Blind, the new season, so don't tell me anything. I don't know.
Yeah. How about you, Jacob? What's the one thing you hate missing?
A Lakers game. Let's go there.
Well, we'll have to recruit you to become a Suns fan. I saw you playing the Clippers.
Chris Paul was my favorite player it still is one of my top 3 favorite players. So I had a Valentine's Day box that I made in the 5th grade that was pictures of Chris Paul all over it. So I'm a Suns fan too.
Oh.
Okay, First of all, were you gifting that Chris Paul Valentine's
Yeah, that's what I
box
wanted
to
to
No, so
somebody?
it was a box that we created that people put our Valentines in.
Oh, I know what
Okay.
you're talking about. Like,
And
yeah.
I just loved Chris Paul, so I decided I would put pictures of him on it. It's I shouldn't talk about this, but
I love it. I think it's great. Let the people know.
Any more meatballs?
Oh, I'm making some more.
Oh, no, please.
Too late.
You know, Sadie, it's one thing for your character to meet, you know, Styx's parents, but you meet the entire family in one fell swoop. So
Yeah.
I'm curious for each of you, what is the worst story of not only maybe meeting your significant other's parents, but possibly the rest of the family?
Oh man, I embarrass myself all the time. So, yeah, meeting the family is a big deal. Gosh, what did I do? I've done things, I'm sure. What about
Not
you?
that I get too personal, but how about you, Jacob?
Well, I have been in the same relationship since I was in 8th grade. So for me, I married my middle school sweetheart, and I got along with their family just dandy from the start. So I don't really have any of those stories, unfortunately.
I'm pretty good with the parents. The parents usually love me.
Well, that actually leads me to the next question. And again, Jacob, sounds like you're covered, although I hope she knows about your love of Chris Paul. But I'm wondering, has there ever been a breakup that actually affected the parents more than you? Because again, you know, Ray's character asks you to do, Sadie, an interesting thing. She gets very involved in this.
I've never had that before. I've never had a parent come to me and say, "Hey, can you keep going out with my kid for for a little while?" But you know, there's still time, I guess.
I always try to do what I think is best for you.
You know, you're lucky, Styx. Have family that cares that much.
Moving ahead so life won't pass me by.